What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free Major League Baseball home run prop show for Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. And just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. It helps us out a ton. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure you head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Now we'll get into the home run prop action momentarily. Went with a different format yesterday. Seemed to have a bit of a good reception. A lot of you guys like the home run prop parlay and just a highlight of the different games. That's something that we're going to have to do once we get closer to playoff time. With a lot less games, and I want to be able to stretch it out and give you guys as much information as possible. And even days where we might have some smaller cards coming up. So we'll tinker with it here and there. But we're going to go back to our original format for Tuesday. A lot of home run prop action on the board. But I'm going to say my disclaimer. I'm going to add something to it at the end here. First off, these home run props are very high risk, high reward. They're not plays that I recommend anybody dump your whole bankroll into. They're just plays that are meant to be there for some side action with some pizza money or some coffee money on just to sprinkle with. But I do give out a lot of home run props here. I don't recommend everybody play the whole card that I give out. These are just the angles that I'm going to have a couple of bucks on the games that I'm looking at. You're welcome to if that's something that you want to do, but not necessarily. You don't have to do it. But any plays that you do take from here, I do recommend playing straight up. But I do know that some people like to parlay these home run props. So what I recommend is if it's within your means and it's something that your book offers, and I've shown in tutorials on how to do the round robin on your own. A round robin's a great option to give yourself a bit of a safety net. So say, for example, you're a $5 bettor, you put $5 on like a 3-leg parlay. Any parlay that's 3 legs or more, I recommend doing a round robin on. Let's say you do a 3-leg parlay, you put $5 on the 3 legs. But if you're a $5 bettor, the 3-leg parlay, it's gonna be $5. But how many times have all of us hit 2 out of 3 on our parlays and fallen just short? So if you do a round robin on the 3-leg parlay, you're gonna play the 3 legs and then each combination of 2 as well. So you'll have 4 bets in total. The total wager will be $20. But what that's gonna do is, and you could see it if you watched our video yesterday, it's going to give you a safety net. If you hit 2 out of 3, you still profit nicely. You still profit a fair bit of money, especially these home run props. And the round robin just doesn't go just for home run props. You can do it with any bet that you make, but it definitely will help you profit with home run props if you hit 2 out of 3. And if you hit all 3 legs of the parlay, not only do you win the 3-leg parlay, but you win each combination of 2 as well. Now today especially, I would tread very lightly with home run props. Today being the trade deadline, so you never know if guys are going to be in and out of the lineup, if pitching matchups change. What have you. A lot of moving parts on Tuesday. So again, tread very lightly. But let's get into the home run prop action. Actually, before I do, I want to remind everybody, love interacting with you guys. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you like the angle I took on some of these games? Do you not like the angle? Do you have player props of your own? Let me know. But if you're going to let me know, drop them in the comments before the games start. If the player props aren't in there before the games start, they don't help anybody. And we're trying to beat the books as a team here at Pickdawgz. One team, one goal. And that goal every single day is to get us paid, whether it's sides, money line, spreads, totals, player props, you name it. The list goes on and on. But the goal, no matter what we do, is the same. Get money and get it every day. So let's get into it. Let's take a look. Start with this matchup between the Pirates and the Tigers. Going to go with Brian Reynolds for a home run here at plus 500. He's hitting 294 with a pair of home runs in the last week against right-handed pitching. Now, Pittsburgh's offense, it's been playing well. It's won back-to-back series, and Reynolds has been a big part of that. He has a chance to add to that success against Matt Manning, who's coming off a start against the Angels where he allowed 3 home runs. I like the matchup here for Reynolds. So it's going to be Brian Reynolds at plus 500. I also liked Iover Peguero, but I couldn't find a price on him. Maybe he's got the day off or what have you. But came out of the gates firing. He was hitting 500 with a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. So if you can get a price on Iover Peguero, if he ends up playing here, I like him for a home run. And I also like Jack Suwinski for a home run at plus 350. He's hitting 313 with a home run, 3 extra base hits in the last week against righties. So take Jack Suwinski at plus 350. Now for the Detroit Tigers on the other side, I'm going to go with Riley Green for a home run at plus 540. Not many Tigers that I love for home runs right now, but in the last week against right-handed pitching, Green hitting 400 with 3 extra base hits, including a home run. Johan Oviedo has been home run prone for the Pirates. He's allowed 8 home runs in his last 7 starts. So I'm going to take Riley Green for a home run here at plus 540. For the Milwaukee Brewers are going to go with Christian Yelich at plus 375. He's hitting 357 with 3 home runs, 7 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Now, Josiah Gray can be a tricky pitcher to figure out, but historically, he has been less effective at home, and this season, he's got a 4.57 ERA at home. 9 of his 15 home runs allowed have come in Washington, so give me Christian Yelich for a homer at plus 375. I also lean towards William Contreras for the Brewers in that game. He's got 6 extra base hits in the last week against righties. Now, I don't back guys simply because they're due. I don't believe in that mindset, but he is hitting it hard right now, and it just feels like this is a good spot for him to put a charge into one, so I would lean towards William Contreras as well. For the Washington Nationals here, I'm going to go with Joey Meneses at plus 700. He's hitting 300 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. Freddie Peralta hasn't allowed a whole lot by way of home runs, but he has given up 5 home runs in his last 7 starts. He's also been very hard to back on the road this season with a 5.04 ERA, so I'll take Joey Meneses for a home run at plus 700. Now for the Baltimore Orioles in this matchup against the Blue Jays, I'm going to go with Ryan Mountcastle at plus 410. He's hitting 333 with a home run in the last 2 weeks against left-handed pitching. Now, starting to feel like Mountcastle's getting back on track here after a bit of an extended stint on the injured list. And now he gets a matchup here against Hyun-Jin Ryu, who makes his major league return here. I think he could get hit. I think it's just going to take a bit of an adjustment period for Ryu to fully get back on track. So I'll take Ryan Mountcastle for a home run at plus 410. I'm also going to look at I was looking at Jordan Westburg, but again, couldn't find a price on him. Maybe he's just getting the day off. He's hitting 286 with a home run, 3 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against lefties himself. So if you see Jordan Westburg, I could make a case for him there. I also lean towards Ryan O'Hearn, who does have a pair of home runs against lefties in the last 2 weeks. And normally we get a good price with Ryan O'Hearn. But the concern that I have is that he's played 3 games, but there's only 3 plate appearances. So I think it could be pinch hitting that you're seeing O'Hearn in those spots. I'm not sure I want to take that risk without confirming that he's in the lineup. So I would lean towards Ryan O'Hearn as well. For the Blue Jays, on the other side, I'm going to go with George Springer at plus 600. This is a matchup play for me here, as Springer, a career 514 at-bats against Baltimore's Kyle Bradish. He's hitting 500 with 5 extra base hits, including a home run. So give me George Springer for a home run at plus 600. I'm also going to go with Whit Merrifield at plus 950. Probably our longest shot on the board. He's hitting 364 with 3 home runs in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. So give me Whit Merrifield for a home run at plus 950. I'm also going to go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at plus 550. He's got 3 home runs, 4 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. So give me Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at plus 550. Now I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani at plus 245. This is a tough matchup against Spencer Strider, a guy who strikes out a ton of batters, but Ohtani, he's been lighting it up lately. He's worth taking a shot here against Strider. He's hitting 462 with 5 home runs, 8 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. So give me Shohei Ohtani at plus 245. I'm also going to take Luis Rengifo at plus 500. He's hitting 294 with a pair of home runs, 5 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. Hit a home run yesterday. I think he has a great shot at going back-to-back here. So give me Luis Rengifo at plus 500. I'm also going to look at Hunter Renfroe for the Angels at plus 410. He's hitting 286 with 6 extra base hits, including a pair of home runs against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. So take Hunter Renfroe at plus 410. Now let me know in the comments down below if you guys are playing on any Braves in this game on Tuesday. I feel like there's some opportunities here for some home runs against Patrick Sandoval, but nothing stands out to me as there just have not been a ton of plate appearances for the Braves against left-handed pitching as of late. So hit me up in the comments, if you guys are seeing anything in that game. But going to go with this match between the Cardinals and the Twins. And I'm going to go with Lars Nootbaar for a home run here at plus 850. He's hitting 300 with 3 home runs, 4 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. Now, Pablo Lopez starting here for Minnesota. He has allowed 5 home runs in his last 3 starts, including 3 home runs in 2 road starts in that stretch. So give me Lars Nootbaar for a home run at plus 850. I'm also going to stick with Nolan Gorman here at plus 475. He's hitting 240 with 4 extra base hits, 3 home runs as well against righties in the last 2 weeks. So give me Nolan Gorman at plus 475. I also have leans towards the usual suspects for the Cardinals, guys like Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt. And let me know in the comments if you guys are playing on any Twins in this game. It's just hard for me to feel confident about backing any Twins without knowing who the Cardinals are starting here and no starting pitcher announced for the Cardinals. I think I'd seen in a couple places that it was Miles Mikolas. And if that's the case, you could look at a lot of batters for the Minnesota Twins in that game. Guys like Max Kepler, Alex Kirilloff are in play. Um, I maybe even lean towards Byron Buxton to kind of get back on track. Um, but again, yeah, like I said, without this is where the trade deadline kind of makes things a little bit murky. It's just I originally thought it was going to be Jack Flaherty, but Jack Flaherty could definitely be on the move. Maybe Matt Wallner, Edouard Julien still in play as well. So tons of options I think you could go with if you're looking at the Twins in that game, especially if it's Miles Michaelis. But I'm gonna go with for the next one. I'm gonna go with Cody Bellinger for the Cubs here at plus 510. He's hitting 367 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. Now Ben Lively starting for the Reds here. He's given up a home run in 3 straight starts and 8 home runs total in his last 7 outings. So it's going to be Cody Bellinger at plus 510. I'm also going to look at Ian Happ at plus 575. He's hitting 267 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits as well against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. So give me Ian Happ for a home run at plus 575. Also going to look at Dansby Swanson at plus 575. He's hitting 333 with a pair of home runs against righties as well in the last 2 weeks. So Dansby Swanson at plus 575. And I'm also going to look at Nico Horner at plus 700. He's hitting 400 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. So Nico Horner worth a look for me here as well at plus 700. Maybe even a lean towards newly acquired Heimer Candelario, who has been hitting righties fairly well when he was with the Nationals. So maybe he's worth a look as well. And let me know in the comments if you guys have any thoughts on that, any Reds in that game. Justin Steele's been prone to giving up home runs here and there, but no Reds bat has had a home run against left-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. So something to take with a grain of salt there. But before we get into our last few home run props of the day, I want to remind everybody, obviously the purpose of this home run prop show is to put some money in your pockets by ways of some home run prop winners, but it's also to highlight the benefit of using the betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays. The betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays are where we get the graphics for this home run prop show directly from. You can see with these props, these betting tools, what they show you is the player prop, they show you how often it hits, and they show you which sportsbook is giving you the best price. The great thing is if you don't have an account with the book that's giving you the best price, you click on that price, you sign up as a new customer, you'll get a sportsbook bonus offer on us. You can play that bonus on that best price if you really love that play. And also you're adding to your advantage over the books that they can't take away from you, which is your ability to shop lines and find the best possible number. There's also other tools there depending on your betting style. There's streaks if you like betting hot and cold streaks. There's a tool for that. There's multiple parlay builders if you're someone that likes to bet on parlays. There's profitable teams. There's a tool for profitable angles, profitable underdogs. List goes on and on. And like I said, depending on everybody's betting style, we're all different. So the best way is to go over and check out those betting tools, fit it to how your style works, how you like to bet on sports, and like I said, just make money with them. They're there for you to use, and they're 100% free. So definitely make sure that those are something that you take advantage of. But let's get back into the home run props. We only got a couple more games to look at here for Tuesday's card. The next one we're going to look at is a standalone play from this Mets and Royals match. I'm going to go with Pete Alonso at plus 300. He's hitting 462 with 3 home runs against right-handed pitching in the last week. He's getting a really good matchup here against Zach Greinke, who just looks like he's given up. He's throwing in the white flag. He's throwing in the towel. He has 9 home runs allowed in his last 7 starts. So I'll take Pete Alonso at plus 100. Also going to look at, for this match between the Astros and the Guardians, I'm going to look at Alex Bregman at plus 510. He's hitting 435 with 3 home runs, 5 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Gavin Williams hasn't given up a whole lot, but he's up against it here against a red-hot Astros offense. And if the Astros don't get to Gavin Williams, which I think they probably will, I think they could and should get to Cleveland's bullpen here, which at one point was a strength for this team, but over the last couple of weeks, a 5.25 ERA, putting him 24th in baseball in that respect. So give me Alex Bregman for a home run at plus 510. Also going to look at Yordan Alvarez at plus 325. He's hitting 429 with a pair of home runs in 4 games since returning from the injured list. So I'll go with Yordan Alvarez at plus 325. I was also looking at Yainer Diaz if you can find a price on him, but again, I think it could be Martin Maldonado starting behind home plate today. Diaz was hitting 364 with 3 homers, 5 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against righties, so that's why he was on my list. Now, again, let me know in the comments if you guys are playing on any Guardians in that game. I just don't love a ton of Guardians for home runs to begin with, and this is no different. But Framber Valdez, he's given up a ton of runs in his last few starts. I think we could see more here, so just food for thought in that one. Now, the last game we're going to look at here is this Red Sox and Mariners matchup. First, we're going to look at is Tristan Casas at plus 335. He's hitting .448 with 4 home runs, 5 extra base hits total in the last 2 weeks against righties. Bryce Miller continues to have issues with the long ball. He allowed a home run in 5 of his last 7 outings and 8 home runs total in that stretch, with 4 home runs allowed in his last start. So give me Tristan Casas at plus 335. I'm also going to look at Rafael Devers at plus 330. He's hitting .259 with a pair of home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. So give me Rafael Devers at plus 330. Now, a couple other Red Sox bats that I was looking at, but again, couldn't find prices on. First one was Justin Turner. He's hitting .275 with a pair of home runs, 6 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against righties. But I don't have a price on Justin Turner, as he is questionable for Tuesday's game with a heel injury. Couldn't find a price on Adam Duvall either. He's hitting .333 with a pair of homers, 5 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against righties. Again, couldn't find a price on him, but I also don't see him on any injury list, so maybe Duvall getting a day off. For the Seattle Mariners on the other side, Eugenio Suarez at plus 540. He's hitting .250 with 3 home runs, 5 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against righties. Now, Brian Bayo, he bounced back against the Braves last time out, but he has allowed 7 home runs in his last 4 starts. So I'll take Suarez here at plus 540. Also going to look at Cal Raleigh at plus 375. He's hitting .286 with 4 home runs against righties in the last 2 weeks. So give me Cal Raleigh at plus 375. And to round things out, Julio Rodriguez at plus 480. He's hitting 4 home runs, 7 extra base hits with a .261 average against righties in the last 2 weeks. So give me Julio Rodriguez at plus 480. Now, there were a couple games that some people may ask, oh, well, you didn't have any home run props on him. Maybe games like the Dodgers and A's. The problem is, as much as I love Fade and Lance Lynn, I just don't love backing the A's for any home run props. And it's hard for me to make a educated guess on who the Dodgers could have homer with no starting pitching announced on the other side. I think you can still go with normal suspects, guys like Freddie Freeman, J.D. Martinez, Mookie Betts, Max Muncy. But again, it's just nothing that was concrete for me in that game. But let's do a recap of the plays that we did give out on Tuesday for the home run prop action. We started things off with Brian Reynolds at plus 500. Also with Eover Peguero, if you can find a price on him. I like him as well for a home run. Jack Suwinski at plus 350 for the Pirates. Riley Green for the Tigers at plus 540. Christian Yelich for the Brew Crew at plus 375. Also lean towards William Contreras for the Brewers in that game. For the Washington Nationals, Joey Menezes at plus 700. For the Baltimore Orioles, Ryan Mountcastle at plus 410. Also go with Jordan Westburg and a lean towards Ryan O'Hearn. For the Toronto Blue Jays, George Springer at plus 600. Whit Merrifield at plus 950. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at plus 550. For the Angels, Shohei Ohtani at plus 245. Luis Rengifo at plus 500. And Hunter Renfroe at plus 410. For the St. Louis Cardinals, Lars Nootbaar plus 850. Nolan Gorman at plus 475. Also leans towards Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt. I had some thoughts on the Twins with the Cardinals potentially starting Miles Michaelis here. If you want to hear those, just scroll back a few minutes in the video. We talk about that a little bit. Like I said, just the perils of betting home run props for the trade deadline. For the Cubs, we're going to go with Cody Bellinger plus 510. Ian Happ at plus 575. Dansby Swanson at plus 575. And Nico Horner at plus 700 with a lean towards Heimer Candelario for the Cubs as well in that game, the newly acquired Heimer Candelario. For the New York Mets, Pete Alonso at plus 300. For the Astros, Alex Bregman at plus 510. Yordan Alvarez at plus 325. And if you can find a price on him, Yainer Diaz for the Astros as well. For the Red Sox, I like Tristan Casas at plus 335. Rafael Devers at plus 330. If you can find prices on him, if they end up playing like Adam Duvall and Justin Turner for home runs. And for the Seattle Mariners, Eugenio Suarez at plus 540. Cal Raleigh at plus 375. And Julio Rodriguez at plus 480. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Up over 136,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. Couldn't have done it without you guys' love and support, so thank you so much for that. If you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribed to our channel and hit that thumbs up. It really helps us out a ton. And if you're looking for my best bets, again, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. Now, while you're at Pickdawgz, Make sure you check out our betting tools while you're at Sports Chat Place as well. Check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're there for you to use. You're not going to find betting tools like this 100% free anywhere out there. And if you find anything half as good as what we're giving you here at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place, you're probably still going to be shelling out a couple of bucks for them here and there. We're giving these tools to you 100% free. You could get lost in them for hours, and depending on your betting style, like I said, they fit everybody. It's not just like they just fit one person's betting style. There's something for everybody there, literally. And also make sure that you have notifications turned on while you're here at our Pickdawgz YouTube. A lot of times we try to get these videos out as early as possible. Thankfully on Tuesday we have a lot of primetime baseball, especially today, with today being the trade deadline. I wanted to wait as late as possible for the most up-to-date information, but I also want to give you guys enough time to get these home run prop bets in. So that's why it is where it is. Tomorrow we'll have some afternoon baseball as well. Try to get that video out a little bit earlier, but just in case it is the morning of, have notifications on. That way, as soon as this video drops, you get notified, and you get to get your bets in for the day's action. But thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. Let's crush the books on Dinger Tuesday.